Plato. Wonderful, wonderful Plato. He's arguably one of the most renowned thinkers the world has ever known. He studied under Socrates and he taught Aristotle, who are on their own pretty famous thinkers and philosophers themselves. So you could say he has some authority. Plato once said this: wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Basically, what Plato is saying is wise men say what needs to be said and nothing more. They don't go out and they say things to get attention. They go out and say things to further the conversation, to make it better, to add to it. Fools, on the other hand, go out and say things because they want to be seen. They want to be seen as wise. And they go out and they see these wise men and thinkers like Plato and Aristotle and Socrates and go, well, these men are famous because they speak, and that must be the key, speaking. And so they go out and they ramble and they slander and they go on and on and on because they have to say something. Given that time period that Plato was around, he likely had a lot of experiences on both sides of the coin. As the great and wise thinker of our day, Mr. T once said, "I pity the fool." And that's exactly what Plato's doing here. He sits and looks at these fools who go out and say things and think they know what they're saying, but they don't. And he literally pities them. He goes out and pities them. And because that, we get this quote: wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. I think we've all experienced this to one degree or another. I remember a specific instance. The Presbyterian denomination hosts a gathering known as General Assembly every year. Now, being a pastor's son, I have had the privilege to attend quite a few of these, but I've never been to an actual meeting or debate until recently. So about 30 minutes into the debate, they opened to the floor to let the elders and pastors and assistant pastors come up and say what they wanted to say. So after about 10 minutes of this, I leaned over to my dad and I asked him, "Why don't you get up and say anything?" And he answered me with this: "There are many people that have been doing this a lot longer than I have. They know what they're saying, and I don't." There's a great deal that we can learn from Plato. Thinking before speaking. Is what you're about to say for attention, or is it to further the conversation? So next time you hear a fool, remember to pity him. And let that remind you that wise men speak because they have something to say.